Through the window, I see you waiting. You were smiling, 'cause I'm coming. Your eyes are a story, an ocean of memories, pictures of faces and places, and all of the things that make us feel like we have it all. All of the times that make us realize we have it all. We have it all. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Living and dying, laughing or crying. If we have the whole world or have nothing, I know there are long nights, but we'll make it. With every sunrise comes a new light, and all of the things that make us feel like we have it all. All of the times that make us realize we have it all. We have it all. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Father's love, a wedding dance, New Year's dreams, a toast with friends, a soldier coming home from war, a faith, a hope for so much more. A brand new life, a mother's prayer, shooting stars, ocean air, a lover's kiss, hard goodbyes, fireworks, Christmas lights. These are the things that make us feel alive. These are the times that make us realize. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. These are the things that make us feel. Life is beautiful. These are the times that make us realize.
Most of you are aware, probably more from movies or television, when you see the clergy who asks when they're standing up with the bride and groom, is there anybody here that objects? If you do so now, or
Forever hold your peace.
forever hold your peace. We don't have that in the Jewish ceremony. The closest that we have is between my saying that and signing their civil license, and since I continue talking, I can't hear if anybody's saying anything. And according to the state of Maryland, but of course, the most important part. So for the Ta'im, Rabbi Posner.
Okay, so that was fantastic, and if that was the end, we could all go home. But it's not. We're going to now commence with the traditional halachic, the Jewish pieces of the wedding, or actually of the sort of betrothal piece here. The first piece that we're going to sign is the Tanaim. The Tanaim is a contract. It used to be signed about a year before the wedding. It's really a contract between the families that says in here, listen up carefully, that any outstanding issues or requirements or obligations are set back and we are ready to move forward. No one's going to stand in the way. And actually kind of neat for today. Usually it's the same date because we do them at the wedding, but because of the timing and sunset and all, we actually can sign this. We're signing it today on Sunday, and the wedding's not going to happen until Sunday night, Monday. So we're actually saying that in the next hour or so, there's
You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want.
No, I was going to say the opposite. It's an agreement that no matter what.
No runaway brides.
So we're going to have the fathers come forward, each representing their children. Representing Andrew, representing Jordana. Rabbi, you have your kinyan handkerchief. And you're each going to lift up this together. You'll lift it up together. And by lifting that up, you are agreeing that the families are behind us and we're ready to move forward. As the witnesses see that, Rabbi Walber, Rabbi Goldstein are going to sign the tonight.
In the heat.
Yeah. Do you want me to write it out?
And as they're signing, there is another practice that upon taking on the responsibilities of the T'naim, the families, in this case, in most cases, the mothers, or mother and mother-in-law, going in both directions, are going to take a plate, and they're going to actually break that plate. Now, why in the world do we do this? No, really, I have no idea. Does anyone know? No. Well, we do this to signify the fact that just as this plate is broken and it can't be put back together, so too we are ready to move forward in this. And I think that it's beautiful that the mothers are the ones to break the plate. Because we all hope and pray that this will be a beautiful, beautiful wedding, that it will be a beautiful, beautiful marriage. But at some point, a plate is going to break, right? And so the mother's coming forward and saying, listen, we're in this together. For this broken plate, and for however many broken plates there are in the future, is a beautiful symbol. So you guys can come forward now. And smash this thing to smithereens. I remember the last time that Linda did this, she smashed it to smithereens. It is absolutely okay. Ready? Go ahead. Now we're gonna say Mazel Tov when they break it.
Ready?
She gets very excited. There's a lot of frustration.
Love you so much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have this beautiful, and it really is a beautiful ketubah that was written especially for this occasion. This is one of those rare times when, strangely, we side with the woman. Why are the guys from Westerville late?
We were told to.
Because they know the truth. No, because the ketubah is completely the man making vows to sustain and take care of his wife. And she promises nothing back in return. And I can tell you after 53 years of marriage, that's basically the way it works. But we make this commitment that the groom is going to cherish and sustain and fill all of the needs that his bride will have. And this is quite a bride. She's whatever, as many zuzim as you have to promise, she's worth it.
That's why you hand wrote in $1 million.
You can stay. To show how important you are, you can be in the picture. You take a hold of this handkerchief. In so doing, in the presence of these two witnesses, you're taking upon yourselves all the obligation of the ketubah.
So tonight was an agreement between the families. The ketubah is the responsibilities that Andrew is taking on. It's his responsibilities, and as witnesses, Rabbi Goldstein and myself are witnessing him taking on these responsibilities and taking on the ketubah. And we'll be signed.
Where should I go?
You look beautiful, babe. Careful, Grandma. Careful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hi, is this official? 3 rabbis. How many rabbis did we have, We had a couple. And we're still around. That's what that was.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, good sign.
Before we continue with the Tish, we know how much Jordana and Andrew appreciate all of you and everyone that is coming here this evening to celebrate with them. We also know that the spirit of others who have such an impact, in particular your grandparents that are unable to be here, we know how much you remember and love them and have them with you on this day. We'll recite an El Malei Rachamim in their memory. El Malei Rachamim Shochem Al Romim Ametzei Menuchan Echad Tachat Ashkina V'malmod Keroshim U'Teorim K'Zohar Harakim Asmirim ונשמות כל אלו שלחו לעולמם בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם ענב על הרחמים אז תיראו בסתר כנפיך לעולמים ותפאר בתורתים את נשמת אדוני ונחלתו יניחו בשלום על נשכבו ונאמר
Amen.
God, who is gracious and compassionate, patient and abundantly kind, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the souls of Jordana's grandparents, Leon J. Sultan, and to Andrew's grandparents, Myrna and Zell Hurwitz, who have gone to their eternal homes. Merciful One, we ask you to remember all the worthy, righteous, and giving deeds they performed. May they find perfect peace in your internal embrace. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life. May they rest in peace, and we say,
Amen.
So one more song, and then we're going to sort of break. The women and probably whoever wants better food will head out over to the Badecking area. And I think we're going to daven mincha in here in about, we'll say, after we break, we'll daven mincha, and then we'll start the tisha with the singing in here. But before everyone goes, Siman, Siman,
We're davening
You don't have.
Everyone's here for us.
Just not cry.
And I'm gonna see you in a little bit, okay? Just make sure that you're still,
He's sitting here waiting.
I'll be there. You won't have to wait for that. I'll be there.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
See you later.
See ya.
So it's customary sitting around, we call this the chassan's tish, the groom's table. For obvious reasons, you sit around the table and we sign a document. Sometimes that would be happening right now. We actually signed the documents earlier. And it's customary to get in the spirit, to make some l'chaim, to sing some songs, and to share some words of Torah, words of inspiration, words that when times are tough, they'll just remember what you say right now. And that's what will get them through. So no pressure. No, not at all. But we're all hanging under every word.
No problem. I'm not saying loud and clear so everybody gets the important. So obviously, as you know, this is obviously an old custom that that the groom is supposed to say the Torah. But Andrew was kind enough to bestow that honor on me. Why? From one person with public speaking anxiety to the other. So anyway, I thought at this time it would be appropriate, to kind of, in addition to a devout Torah, give Andrew some relationship advice. But, the problem is that Andrew and Jordana have been together longer than my wife and I. So, I'll skip that and The timing of Andrew and Jordana's wedding is impeccable. It was this week Parsha that Hashem gave the gift of Torah to the Jews at Har Sinai. It was a transitional moment in our history. No longer were we merely a descendant of Abraham, we're Middle Eastern people. We are now become God's people, the birth of a religion and commandments that have been passed down for many thousands of years ago and practiced today by millions. There is an association between Hashem's taking of the Jewish people at Har Sinai to become his nation, and the marriage of a cousin and a kala, the bride and the groom. It says, beyond Hashunatso Zer Matan Torah. Hashem had a great love for Bnei Israel, the Jewish people, when he gave us the Torah, and it was similar to the wedding day. So, as Andrew and Jordana get ready to enter the Kofa and be united as one, my wish for you is the following: that the connection of God and the Jewish people should be a source of inspiration and a guiding light for the values of the home that you and Jordana create. Yes, you've been together for almost 11 years, but as you unite under the Kofa, this is the beginning of your union as a husband and wife. So they say Hashem makes matches made in heaven before you are born, and that there's that one person that is your b'shara in this world. Watching you and Jordana together is a testament to the truth of this idea. We too are clearly a match made in heaven. May you and Jordana be blessed with many years of health, happiness, love, and babies.
yivarechesecha osam esecha osam v'yesakano hu yivarech esecha osam v'yesakano.
May you who are here be blessed in the name of the Lord. May he who is supreme in power, blessing, and glory bless this bridegroom and this bride. My dear bride and groom, Chatan V'Kala, all of us gathered here rejoice in this great day in your lives. But not just your lives. Horace Mann, the famous 19th century educator, once spoke at the dedication of a school for children who had gotten into trouble. In the course of his address, he said of its cost, "If all this which has been spent upon this building results in the reaffirmation of one boy, it is money well spent." After he finished speaking, a member of the audience approached him and asked him, "Mr. Mann, do you really think that one boy is worth all that money?" "Yes," he said, "if he's my boy or yours." I wish to paraphrase the words of Horace Mann in saying that if all the time and effort and the millions of dollars spent in building the Beth Tefillah High School accomplished nothing more than to bring Andrew Hurwitz and Jordana Sultan together, it was money well spent. In fact, I am so proud to have played a role in making our school and your marriage possible that wherever I go, I carry around this yearbook of the class of 2011. And when people ask what our school is like, I open up to this page and I show them the picture of Andrew Hurwitz. And then I turn to this page and I show them the picture of Jordana Sultan. And I also point out that already then, you each had the picture of each other on your page. It was Basher right from the start, right from 9th grade, when you, Andrew, had one of your teachers ridicule your hair, and Jordana rose to your defense. Jordana, I don't know what it was that made you want to defend him, but he is quite a guy, a real mensch. I've known him since he was born. I remember telling him to tie his shoelaces. I also remember that on his bar mitzvah questionnaire, when asked to fill in the sentence, "When I think of my bar mitzvah, he wrote, I'm scared that the rabbi will give a bad speech about me. But I pulled it off. I remember describing him as being, and I quote, a real joy, fun-loving, good-natured, bright and intuitive, athletic, creative, a lover of the land of Israel and the people of Israel, a writer, a thinker, and a genuine gute neshama. I thought that was pretty good, and I knew that it was true. Equally true is how I described his parents and grandparents when I said, the Adlers and Hurwitzes are part of our community's aristocracy. They are genuinely admired and respected. Today, Andrew, I would add, your mother I have referred to as Queen of the Jews, while your father is a prince of a man. To many, their house stands out because it has a basketball court. But what really stands out is that they have built a Bayit Ne'eman B'Yisrael, a true Jewish home in which the Spirit of God dwells, giving of themselves not only to their children, but to all of God's children. We regret this day could not be shared with your paternal grandparents, the Hurwitzes of blessed memory. But every day we're thrilled to have the Adlers with us. And similarly, Jordana, we regret that your paternal grandparents, the Seldons, are no longer with us, but the Feldsteins, who carry the crown of a good name, certainly are. The truth is, I don't know your parents as well as Andrew's, but there are lots of things I do know about them. They're friends of Rabbi Goldstein and his family, and any friend of the Goldsteins is a friend of mine. I also know they're good Balabatish people, and many in our community know them and speak of them in the most glowing of terms. They have to be special people, for that look on your face can only come from a home filled with love and harmony. And Jordana, what a beautiful face you have. You are truly blessed with both beauty of appearance and beauty of soul. You are a genuine joy to behold, caring, intelligent, full of life, full of love, what Andrew has described as being the total package. Look at each other. Look at each other and see what I see. Looking at the pictures in your high school yearbook, I couldn't get over how the two of you still look the same. But I don't. So I tell you, while you look at each other, I want you to remember what you look like at this moment, because I tell you, you're not always going to look this good. There'll be times when you're not going to like what you see, but have no fear. You have the potential to always look like you look now, for you have each other. Life is made bearable by being able to share its joys and sorrows with someone you love. And you both have found that someone. So the two of you do what Andrew chose in your yearbook as his favorite saying: live life to its fullest. God and Beth DeFilla brought you together. May He ever keep you together in good health and joy. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshar b'tzosa b'tzivanu al ha'arayos, v'yasa lanu es harusos, v'yitil lanu es ha'nesuos lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. As you share the wine of this cup, so may you share all things from this day on with love and with understanding.
a different chemistry in marriage, not I becoming you or you becoming me, not I absorbing you or you absorbing me without loss of identity and enlargement of each. A union not by coercion, not by surrender or domination, but by choice, sharing faith and fate, place and time as you are consecrated unto each other. So Andrew, if you'll place the ring that belonged to her bubby on her right forefinger and recite. So, Andrew has said, by this ring you are consecrated to me as my wife in accordance with the laws of Moses and the people of Israel. And Jordana, place the ring on Andrew's ring and doesn't matter. And recite the beautiful quote from Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, Matzati et, which means I have found that for which my soul longs.
I will now read portions of this beautiful ketubah that was made for this occasion. B'Sheni b'Shabbos, Shneim v'Yesum Yom Chodesh Tevet, Shnas Shavat, Shnas Chameshes Lochem Shvat Meos v'Shmonim l'Brias Olanim V'Shanomon Kamet Baltimore, Maryland, Eicha Chosin, Elchanan Aaron ben Eliyahu Simcha Levi Rivka Mishpachas Herbet Somalol Dov Sulti Yordana Malka Bas Yoshua v'Miriam Levorel Mishpachas Talman Heavily linked to Kadas Moch Yisrael Manat Lapel Kavesim Vafanasi Sich Lichel Kichas Guvin Yundoi Befolkman Morkum Zonam Vafanasi and Shea Bekushta. Even the Lichim Obesalach, Sabsis Imosan, the Chazim, the Rice from Zanach, Saraicha, Sepaka, Mela, Basacha, Karakola, Tzvias, Morris, Yordana Malcolm, Sultadot, Webbersley linked to the Donner, Daniel, Hollow, Semi Bayabu, Bembers, South Bengals, Treatment, Mona, the Bush, Bishmushi, Dira, Wishmushi, the Arsa, Hakol Kibula, Bachana, Aaron, Halevi, Chasanidan, Bemes, Lukan, Castle, Tzor, Vikonino, Min, Ekasam, Elchanan Aaron ben Eliyahu Simcha Levi Rivka Mishpachas Hurwitz Chasandinam Morris Yardena Malka Bas Yoshua Miriam Dvorah Mishpachas Soldan Besultadal Koma de Kosma Forshil B'Manim B'Koshua Miknebei Ba'Kol Sharir V'Kayam.
Jordana and Andrew, it's always a special privilege to officiate and co-officiate with Rabbi Wolberg and Rabbi Posner, and to be able, most especially, to share this day with you and your parents, your siblings, grandparents, family, and friends. You are surrounded by individuals that mean so much to you. Take a moment, turn around, celebrate those who have been a part of every stage of your lives. During the signing of the ketubah, we remember grandparents who are very much here today with you in spirit, and as you walk down the aisle, you each carried a handkerchief of Grandma Hurwitz's. Grandpa Zell's talit is part of your chuppah. As we've heard reflected over the weekend, this moment has long been awaited. I remember Jordana dropping you and Shira off to see a Beyonce concert downtown when you were in high school. When I picked you up, all I remember driving back home was your singing the songs, All the Single Ladies, over and over again. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Right? It only took a decade for those words to come true. Your wedding day does have a divine feeling to it. Not just that marriage is called kiddushin, or because of the ambience and decor, not just because there are so many rabbis here in the room, but also as we witness the the beautiful and lengthy bridal party walking down, I realize that you have a total of 26 bridesmaids and groomsmen, and 26 is the gematria for God's name, Yud-He, Vav-He. There is for all of us truly the feeling of Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai Nagila v'nismech avo. This is the day that God has made. Let us exalt and exult as all of us, including God's presence, truly celebrate and rejoice in your marriage. Jordana and Andrew, you share so much in common, coming from two wonderful, giving families. The Jewish values that brought you together and keep you grounded, the brains, the leadership and compassion, including not only implicit trust in one another, but a common vision of the kind of home and life that you wish to build together. Both Cindy and I feel blessed to know both families, but of course for us this is special to be here with the Solden family, as we call your parents good friends and have had the blessing of seeing the entire Solden family grow up and being a part of your Shabbat tables and your being a part of our Pesach celebrations. It was easy considering the wonderful similarities in the way that both of you were raised, your commitment to Judaism, to education, to Israel, and a passion to share your life's blessing, to choose as a message for you the following story that highlights our special hopes and prayers for this day. A storyteller once attended the wedding of two friends. At a certain point in the ceremony, while they were still underneath the chuppah, the couple turned to the storyteller and said, "Would you give us your blessing?" "Of course," replied the storyteller, "but a storyteller gives a blessing by telling a story." And this was his story. Once a man was making a journey across the desert. Soon he became hungry and thirsty, and as you can imagine, weary too. He looked around to see if there was any place where he could stop and rest. There before him was a tree with wide branches and leaves and beautiful fruit. Beneath the tree was a flowing stream. The man ate of the fruit and drank of the water. Then he sat underneath the shade to rest, and soon he felt refreshed and strong. And when he was ready to continue his journey, the man said to the tree, "O tree, tree, Ilan, Ilan, how shall I bless you? Ameh avarechacha. Shall I say, may your fruit be sweet? Your fruit is already sweet. May your shade be pleasant. Your shade is cool and pleasant already. May you have a stream of flowing water beneath you, but you already have a flowing stream that refreshes and feeds both you and the traveler. Ilan, Ilan, tree, O tree, how shall I bless you? May it be God's will that all the offshoots taken from you shall be like you." And so Jordana and Andrew, bride and groom, we too ask, with what shall we bless you? You already have the fruit of friendship made sweeter by bringing a sense of comfort and meaning by being there for family and friends. You have beautiful branches that reach out to each other to offer protection with your feelings and thoughts. As strong, independent individuals, you stay true to your authentic selves while building each other up, bringing out the best in each other. We know that your relationship began with friendship first. May you always strive to be above all, as the penultimate blessing of the Sheva Brachot says, Re'im ahuvim, loving friends. You know from observation that making your spouse your best friend is the most important thing you can do in your marriage, especially in the inevitable push and pull of your lives. Andrew shared with me a story of when you took your first step in becoming loving friends. Shira had invited Andrew and Jordana to watch a movie in our home along with a number of friends. AJ was a bit concerned since he learned it was going to be a scary movie, and he really didn't like scary movies. But Jordana said, "I'll protect you," and offered to hold his hand. And the rest is history. As Re'im Ahuvim, may you always protect each other by listening and truly sharing your deepest desires. You also have flowing water, your worldly sense of spirituality and wisdom, thanks to parents and grandparents' roots that run deep and have made such an everlasting impression on your lives. Then how shall we bless you? May it be God's will that all the good works that you create together and the children that you have and love together will all be like you, nourished by values that have characterized your individual lives to this day, as you begin from this day forward to provide shade and comfort to those you meet on life's way. V'chein yehi ratzon. May this be God's will, and let us say, Amen. Jordana and Andrew, for your wedding, you've chose actually to use two special cups, used each Shabbat by your family. One AJ that was used belongs to your Grandpa Adler, and the one Jordana that we'll be using now that is used by your dad each Shabbat as we celebrate the second ceremony, the Nisu'im. The blessings that we're about to recite express our gratitude to God for the miracle of life in general and the sanctity of married life in particular. Because there are 7 blessings in all, they're known as Sheva Brachot. In our tradition, 7, as you know, carry special significance. The number of wholeness and holiness, the number of Shabbat, and therefore the number of peace. May the Sheva Brachot confer blessing on each day of every week of Jordana and Andrew's life together. So Jordana and AJ have chosen to honor a number of family and friends, the list of which can be found in your wedding program. And we will begin with Grandpa Adler and Grandma Adler to recite the first blessing.
Jordana. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagofen.
Amen.
Praised are you, God, who bring forth fruit from the vine.
Amen.
Now watch those things.
Second Shabbat Bracha, those of you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol bara lichvodo.
Amen.
Praise are you, God, who shapes the universe. All things created speak of your glory.
Next. Number 3, Uncle Mark and Grandma Feldstein.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yocher hayomim.
Praised are you, God, who shapes the universe. All things created speak of your glory.
Amen. Fourth.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzer et ha'adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem demut tavnito v'itkin lo mimenu binyan adayad Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam.
We praise you, God, for forming each person in your image. You have planted within us a vision of you and given the means that we may flourish through time. Praise are you, creator of humanity.
Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara b'kibutz baneha l'tocha b'smicha. Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Zion bevaneha.
May Israel go on sweat of her children now delight as they gather together in joy. Praised are you, God, who let Zion rejoice with her children.
שמח תשמח רעים אהובים, כשמחך יצירך בגן עדן מקדם ברוך אתה אדוני, ושמח חתן וקרא.
Amen. Let these loving friends taste of the bliss you gave to the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden in the days of old. Praised are you, the presence who dwells with bride and groom in delight.
The rest of those who are being honored, Lauren and Morgan.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barasasam b'simcha nekala asher barasasam b'simcha chastam nekala gila rina dihisa b'tedba Asher barasasahona v'simcha chasana v'chala gila harina ditza v'chedva ahava v'yachva v'shalom v'reyus Adonai Eloheinu Yishama b'yarei Yehuda u'v'chutzos Yerushalayim kol satzon v'kol simcha kol chatzon v'kol rama
Kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chasan v'kol kala, kol metzalos chasan mechlu pasam, unarim b'mishtei neginasam, Baruch ato Adonai, misameach chasan, im hakala.
Amen.
Praise are you who lights the world with happiness and contentment, love and companionship, peace and friendship, bridegroom and bride. Let the mountains of Israel dance. Let the gates of Jerusalem ring with the sounds of joy, song, merriment, and delight. The voice of the groom and the voice of the bride, the happy shouts of their friends and companions. We praise you, God, who brings bride and groom together to rejoice in each other.
Within this blessed union of souls where two hearts intertwined to become one, there lies a promise. Perfectly born, divinely created, intimately shared, it's a place where the hope and majesty of beginnings reside, where all things are made possible by the astounding love shared by two spirits. As you hold each other's hands in this promise and eagerly look to the future in each other's eyes, may your unconditional love and devotion take you to places of which you've both only dreamed, where you'll dwell for a lifetime of happiness sheltered in the warmth of each other's arms. We'll now hear the promise that we've made for thousands of years, in Eshkachech Yerushalayim, if I forget you, Jerusalem. Finishing your ceremony in a moment, the glass is shattered, a reminder of the destruction of Yerushalayim. The sound of the glass breaking reminds us to be prepared for all the heartbreaking and wonderful moments of existence. we realize how fragile, how magnificent is life, is love. With the breaking of this glass, you'll embark upon a life together, two paths with one future. We'll conclude with the breaking of the glass with the words Mazal Tov, reflecting the joy, not yet, we feel to have been together. And since both of you have acted out of love and affection according to the sacred ceremonies of our tradition, in accordance with the laws of the state of Maryland, you, Andrew Jonathan Hurwitz, and you, Jordana Malka Solden, are now husband and wife.
Mr. and Mrs. Andrew Shama b'yar Yehuda, u'b'kutzot Yerushalayim, kol sasam v'kol simcha, kol chakar v'kol kala. Oh, Shama b'yar Yehuda, u'b'kutzot Yerushalayim, kol sasam v'kol simcha, kol chakar v'kol kala. Yisrael. Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu, Uleko Yisrael. Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu, Uleko Yisrael. kalim mazel tov, ay ay ay, ay friends on the time, ay ay chosin kalim mazel tov, ay ay chosin kalim mazel tov, ay chosin kalim mazel tov, ay ay ay, ay friends on the time. Hashem Elokeinu, V'Eira, V'Eira Hashem Elokeinu, V'Eira, V'Eira Hashem Elokeinu, V'Eira, V'Eira Hashem Elokeinu. Oh, Nishama, Yorei Yehuda, Yehuda, Yerushalayim, Kol Sazon, Kol Simcha, Kol Chatan, Kol V'Kol Gala. Israel, Amen. Masuna. Gates of Rani, gates of Rani, with the Akara. Gates of Rani, gates of Rani, with the Akara. Kalana, Kalana, Masuna. Kalana, Kalana, Masuna. Schönes in Feuer, du, schönes in Feuer. Mazel tov, mazel tov. Special moment. We need a couple chairs on the center of the dance floor for Mom and Dad. And we invite just the immediate Hurwitz family to form a circle around Mom and Dad. And everyone else can form circles around that circle. Ay 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 ra 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 tiri ra ya ra ra ay ya ra 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 ay ra 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 ay ra 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 the singing is always speaking everything is always given everything is always given everything is always given.
Miriam and I are deeply grateful that you've come to celebrate this wonderful occasion with us. Your friendship and love for Andrew and Jordana are a great gift to the two of them as well as to us. Marriage is about hope and commitment. By being here today, you remind Jordana and Andrew and all of us that the willingness to make powerful and enduring commitments and the ability to look forward with optimism and courage are crucial building blocks of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Thank you for reminding us of that as well. I know at this moment that there are many other things you'd rather be doing than listening to me. But before I relinquish the microphone, I want to offer a few words to our beloved daughter and our son-in-law, whom we too love and admire. Andrew and Jordana, you've heard many times about the symbolism of the fact that Jewish weddings take place under a chuppah, a structure covered on top and open on the sides, under which you are simultaneously sheltered and exposed. At the risk of overextending a good metaphor, I want to run with that theme a little bit longer. May you always feel protected by the love of your family and everyone here today, and may you always welcome new friendships, new challenges, and new experiences. May your spirits always be elevated by the values, traditions, and culture with which you were raised and that are your irreplaceable heritage. And may you always be open to what is true and beautiful from whatever direction it may arrive. May the extraordinary educations you have received continue to provide you with guidance, insight, and perspective. And may you always learn from others who bring different ideas and the wisdom born from other experiences and other circumstances. May the many blessings with which you have been favored, spirit and intellect and character and material resources and so much more, bring depth and richness to your lives. And may you always reflect those blessings outward to those who would benefit from sharing them with you. And finally, may you make your way in the world with creativity and courage, and may you know at every moment, wherever you may be, that both of you always, always, always retain your cherished place in our home and in our hearts. We love you both.
Good evening. I too want to welcome and thank everyone for sharing in the celebration of the marriage of Jordana and Andrew Hurwitz. So let's give this special couple another round of applause. For those I have not yet had the privilege of meeting, I am Stephen Hurwitz, the very proud father of the groom, Andrew Jonathan Hurwitz. As most of you know, I am not typically the family spokesperson, and as I'm a little bit nervous, I have notes so I don't forget anything. Also, I can be emotional at times, like this, so I want this to be an interactive. If I get choked up and start crying, you all should feel free to do the same. I must thank Linda, my wife, my life partner, and best friend, who I guarantee knows each one of you on a personal basis by now, for always making every simcha memorable and meaningful with understated elegance and class. You're the most amazing wife, and most importantly, the perfect role model for not only Andrew, Michael, and Lauren, but also as mom to our grandkids Max, Nathan, and Hannah. And I would be remiss if I did not mention our new Machastana Jordana's mom and dad, Miriam and Joel Solden. Most in-laws know each other for a year or two before the big wedding day. We have been fortunate to have shared many life cycle events together over these last 11 years. Looking forward to many more in the future. Two quick thoughts. One, I will always remember the feeling of the miracle when Linda and I had each of our children and the overwhelming responsibility we felt as parents. The excitement coupled with the most important legacy that we have in the world, that we leave in the world. The obligation of raising our children with moral values, life skills, and compassion with a hope that they, along with their future family, contribute, care, and enhance the community. And having said that, I cannot be prouder of the mature and moral young man Andrew has become. Throughout his life, he has drawn people to him and has created a network of amazing friends. From Bethlehem, Michigan, New York, and Chicago, and Seattle. This is because Andrew embodies everything you would want in a friend and family member. Giving of his time, caring, sensitive, thoughtful, supportive, totally engaged and committed. He is someone that actually listens to what you have to say and will be there for you in such a real way. Andrew wants to enhance your life as he constantly tries to improve his own. Now a little sidebar on Andrew. Andrew, I am not sure when you developed your over-the-top type A personality, and I'm not sure who you could possibly have gotten that from. But a cute story how friggin' overachiever my son Andrew was or is. And by the way, he will tell you he is a reformed type A personality. But I will let his employers at Bridge confirm or deny same. Where's the Bridge table? I haven't said it yet, guys. We practice it. After I say it, then you say the answer. I want the Bridge table to shout out to all and confirm or deny when I re-ask this question. Do you believe Andrew is a reformed type A personality? Deny! Well, I guess Andrew is still a work in progress. Okay, back to the cute story. Andrew has always wanted to be the best that he could in any situation. His commitment of his personal time was never an issue, just a little less sleep. Beth DeFilla, 4th grade, homework assignment, had some additional questions for extra credit, which Andrew always made the time to do. In this instance, he submitted his homework with the extra credit. The next day, Drew asked the teacher if he received the extra credit, and the teacher responded, Andrew, you currently have a 112-point average in the class. You can stop doing the extra credit. Drew never heard that, and to this day, he is always going over and beyond to make sure whatever he attempts, he does so to the best of his ability. The kid is driven to always exceed any expectations given to him. Andrew has always had a strong sense of self, and I'm always confident the decisions he makes, knowing that they are never fallen upon, but rather they are very intentional, thoughtful, and goal-driven decisions. To be able to admire your child and marvel at the man he has become is one of my life's biggest blessings. Second, as you watch your kids grow up, you try to teach them right from wrong. You try to protect them from all the bad and evil in the world, and you want nothing but the absolute best for them as they go through life. And that is where Jordana comes in. As parents, all we ever wanted for Drew was for him to feel loved, to find a partner that made him a better version of himself. And with Jordana, I see an intelligent woman with the biggest heart and the most compassionate attitude. A wife who will love our son for who he is all the days of his life. Jordana is the yin to his yang. Over their short courtship, I remember the first date they went on. Andrew had just gotten out of diapers. But I regress. They truly are meant for each other. As a reflection of the depth of Andrew, when I spoke to him about 18-20 months ago, questioning when he believes he will be prepared to ask Jordana, his explanation was pretty reflective of his personality. Andrew responded that he was waiting for when he developed, both professionally and personally, into the man that Jordana deserves. In life, Andrew always strives for perfection, whether professionally, academically, in all life pursuits. And with Jordana, he found the perfect partner. Then together they are perfection. Mom and I only hope that the length of your courtship before finally walking down the aisle is not indicative of how long Mom and I have to wait for another grandchild. Now, if I may impart some simple wisdoms for a great marriage, the happiest couples don't have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything. Although my mom and dad, unfortunately, are not physically here with us tonight, I do want to share their mantra to having a meaningful life. And that is a simple statement which, like my dad, for those privileged to have known him, is somewhat understated, but with deep and true meaning. And that is, be satisfied with your lot ever, your attainments never. And if you all will please raise your glasses to the newlyweds. To my son Drew, who has found his perfect mate, Jordana. May both your life experiences be as beautiful as your initial moments under the chuppah as husband and wife, surrounded by loved ones, supported by your faith, and grounded under the structure of a home that you construct together.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Let's give another round of applause for Linda and Stephen. Yeah. Your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? And darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart still full as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Me, I fall in love with you every single day. I just wanna tell you why. So baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your hands on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, baby, we found love right where we are. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, at the bride and groom's request, they would like for you to join them on the dance floor. Yeah. When my hair's almost gone and my memories fade, and the crowds don't remember my name, when my hands don't play the string the same way, no, no, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul can never grow old, it's evergreen. Oh, baby, baby, your smile forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how we gon' fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe it's a part of the
Linda, Andrew, Jordana, and Joel, please report to the dance floor for the father-daughter and mother-son dance. Please clear the dance floor for the father-daughter, mother-son dance. Please clear the dance floor for the father-daughter, mother-son dance.
Oh, you see the world different from me. Sometimes I can touch upon the wonders that we see. All the new colors and pictures you design. Oh, yes, sweet darling, so glad you are a child of mine. Child of mine, child of mine. Oh, yes, sweet darling, so glad you are a child of mine.
And at the bride and groom's request, we would like for everyone to join them on the dance floor. Please, everyone join the bride and groom on the dance floor.
You don't need direction, you know which way to go. I don't wanna hold you back, just wanna watch you roll. You're the one who taught me you don't have to look behind. Oh, yes, sweet darling, so glad you are a child of mine. Child of mine, child of mine. Oh, yes, sweet darling, so glad you are a child of mine. Child of mine, child of mine. Oh, yes, sweet darling, so glad you are a child of mine.
Let's give them another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm out that Brooklyn, now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Negro. When I be here forever, I'm the new Sinatra. Since I made it here, I can make it anywhere, and it got me everywhere. Used to cop at Harlem, hold up on the minute, condos right there on my Broadway. I'll be back to that McDonald's, get to my sad spot, 566 Street. Just be in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping Bay Street, cruising down 8th Street, all white Lexus. Diddy so cold, you haters from Texas. Yeah, I'm in the best stop, home by that boy Biggie, and I live on Billboard. And I pull my boys with me, say what up the top top. Still sipping my top, sitting courtside, they said just give me high five. Dude, I'm just spiked out, I can do the referee. Tell about my attitude, that I won't flip it in.
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Count on New York. These streets won't make you feel brand new. These ways won't inspire you. Let's hear it from you. Love you, love you, love.
Catch me at the extra OG, every Yankee game. Dude, I made the Yankee hat, my fitness to the Yankee game. You should know I bleed blue, but I ain't a crypto. But I got a David Cash.
Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dead tattoos? Well, who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Woo! Well, I know this little chapel on a boulevard we can go. No one will know. So come on. sing this one. Don't say no. Yeah, just say, yeah, 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 yeah. And what and will. If you're ready, like I'm ready, 'cause it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. Hey. Is it the look in your eyes? Or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. I'll go get the ring, let the choir bell sing like ooh. So what you wanna do? So come on, girl. If we wake up and we wanna break up, that's cool. No, I won't blame you. It was fun, girl. Don't say. Let me hear you. Just say, yeah, 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 yeah. And what and will. I see you. If you're ready, like I'm ready. 'Cause it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I wanna marry you. Hey. Is it the look in your eyes? Is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Just say I do. Tell me right now, baby. Tell me right now, baby. Baby, just say I do. Tell me right now, baby, baby. Come on, club people. Club people. Clap your hands. Here we go. Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as a shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come alive. It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't deny. But I gotta let it go. We found love in a hopeless place. 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 Oh yeah. If you're ready to party with me tonight, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.